We'll start out in the Eastern Conference where the Raptors are still your number 1 seed, Harris, followed up by the Celtics, Cavs, and then some jockeying there after that with the 76ers, Pacers, Heat. I think Cavs and Wizards also involved in that. My viewpoint is all those Eastern Conference teams, they don't want to play the Cavs.
No.
They're trying to fall out of the 6th seed.
You know, the Celtics almost took over the 1 seed from the Raptors, but they decided to lose to the Raptors because who really wants the 1 seed anyway? But this is going to be a really fun overall playoff series. I'm pumped for Raptors-Bucks. You get the best team in the East versus the second best player in the entire conference. You get the Raptors taking on Giannis. It's going to be really fun. Like we've talked about so many times, the Raptors have been so good this year. They're consistent. The only team they can't seem to beat this whole season has been the Cavaliers, and they got smoked the last 2 times that they've played them. But look, this Raptors team is going to do big things in the playoffs this year. This is the year they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. This is the year. I don't know who they're going to end up facing, but this is the year the Raptors make it.
They're not going to beat the Cavs, though.
I don't know if
It's
they'll beat
not
the
gonna
Cavs. We'll
It's
see.
not gonna happen.
They might beat the Cavs, but I'm not 100% sure about it. But they do have to face Giannis first.
The Bucks there, what kind of threat can Giannis bring to maybe pull off the big upset of the 8 seed over the 1 as it sits right now?
I think that there are very few teams in the NBA that could upset a 1 seed like the Bucks could this year. Just with the amount of talent and potential they have on the floor at any single time. Jabari Parker has looked great since he's come back, and they've started to ramp up his minutes a little bit more. Bledsoe's playing really well, and Giannis has just been an absolute monster. He didn't make our MVP race list that I'll mention before because, look, you can't really make the MVP race or the MVP list if you're the 8th seed in the East. That's just not really something we can accept. But, look, this is a really good Bucks team. The coaching's gotten better. The defense has gotten better, and so has Giannis.
The 4-5 matchup right now as it sits is the Sixers and the Pacers. I think the Sixers can make a little bit more noise than the Pacers, who I think have very much overachieved this year, and that's a compliment. By the way.
And just mind you, the Sixers could still very much end up with the 3rd seed in the East. So don't get it twisted. The Sixers could still end up with one of the top 3 seeds, but they've been so good so far. Embiid is finally healthy. Fultz is healthy. And now Ben Simmons is obviously probably going to end up being the Rookie of the Year. This Sixers team is super fun because I think their bench is a lot better than people give them credit for, and I think they're going to be a really, really tough out in the playoffs. I'm really excited to see what Joel Embiid is going to do completely unleashed. This is what they've been waiting for. It's time to unleash the process.
I mean, how great has Victor Oladipo been this year for the Pacers? He's better than anyone thought he was going to be, maybe even himself.
He is the most improved player in the NBA this year by far. No questions asked. He is the MIP this year. He's been so good for them. Miles Turner started to ramp up as well. Lance Stephenson's having a lot of fun out there. This is going to be a great series between the Sixers and the Pacers. I hope it stays this way. I think we have a lot of really fun matchups right now in the East. I hope it stays this way.
All right, 3-6 as it sits right now. Still some time for things to change. Cavs Heat, LeBron versus D-Wade in the first round.
LeBron versus D-Wade in the first round. We finally get to see the matchup of LeBron taking on his old team. This is going to be a great matchup as well because this is a Heat team that thrives on defense, that doesn't really have a superstar on offense, but they play such good team basketball. It's honestly the opposite of the Cavs. This is well, not the mirror, I should say, but this is the complete opposite in terms of how teams are constructed with the Cavs and the Heat. The Heat are constructed team basketball and defense. The Cavs are constructed get the ball to LeBron James and let him put up a triple-double. So we'll see which kind of style wins.
Cavs in 5 there.
Usually LeBron wins.
Let's move now to the Celtics, or the Heat here as well. We'll kind of discuss them. But the Celtics and the Wizards, I think, are one of the big concerns for me, Harris. With Boston now not having Kyrie Irving, that's a massive blow to their chances. As great as a coach as Brad Stevens is, I think they're an upset alert in the first round.
It has, but you have to remember, this has been a team that all season long has been able to win games with most of their players injured. They were able to win 53 games without Gordon Hayward for the entire season, missing Kyrie Irving, for multiple dozens of games, and they've lost a lot of players along the way as well. Marcus Smart missed a ton of games. Daniel Tice missed a ton of games. This is a team that is used to playing with
like
injuries.
That second name was a real person.
Daniel Tice was their 8th man off the bench. He was their second big man after Al Horford. He had a great year. But, look, this Wizards team is tough, and now that John Wall is back, they're obviously been playing really, really well. But do not count out their ability. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting year, and also in the playoffs as well. This is a good Celtics team and a good Wizards team, But this is the last year for the Wizards in terms of having a chance to break down the Eastern Conference. Every single year it seems that they come with the same exact team and get shut out of the playoffs in the same exact way. This is the final year for this squad of guys until they have to move on.
All right, so you see no 9 or 10 there because those are your 10 teams in the Eastern, or the 8 teams, in the Eastern Conference here.
It is set.
There's nothing else to be changed.
The Pistons are completely out of the playoffs with the loss the other night. They're totally out, and the Hornets have been out now for about a week.